Can you explain to me a little bit of what's happening to you? I was interviewing some of the people in your audience tonight here in San Francisco before your concert, and I was asking them, why they were coming to hear you, what you meant in their life, and some of them said, "Oh, we've been followers of Arlo Guthrie for 10 years, and he symbolizes something to me." And I asked some of them if they knew of your interest now in your faith, in religious faith, and they knew nothing about it, and they seemed to be rather shocked that you would be involved in something religious. And I don't know, how do you feel like that you have let the people who were your followers in the 60s, do you think that you are continuing to give them something now? I mean, where are you at as far as your communication?
Well, I'm glad you asked them, because it's a hard question for me to answer. I can't really speak for them or say what anyone's reaction is going to be. My interest 10 years ago is not any different than it was then. I'm more aware of things than I was then, because maybe it's just because I'm older. Maybe it's because I live a life that is a little more fruitful. My responsibility to people has always remained the same. And that, when I first started singing, and I think I talked about this in one of the articles you were talking about, when I first started singing, nobody agreed with me about the war in Vietnam. Nobody agreed with, or few did, when I was marching down in Washington for civil rights or ban the bomb. Those were things that only a few people relatively in this country bothered to go out of their way for. And so people who claim to have been interested in what I do from the beginning isn't really accurate. The people that I played to came in suits and ties to look at weirdos and hippies down in Greenwich Village. It was a big tourist attraction. That's where I first started playing anyway. And suddenly there was just more of us than there was of them. And then suddenly some of them started stealing Pentagon papers and became like us. And then some of us started acting like some of them, cheating each other or things like that. So I think a great change has occurred, and a lot of lessons have been learned. And if some of the people who are in the audience tonight are not aware of those lessons, or are not aware of how much has changed, well, then it's incumbent upon me to have them become aware